Thank you for dropping in a Framers Touch happy hour. We're really excited today to have local artist Jenny Champlin. Jenny, are you with us?
Hi, how are you, Kristen?
Hi, I'm doing well, Jenny. Nice to meet you. We've never actually met. You were saying we live really close to each other. We've probably walked past our houses 100 times, and we officially meet on Zoom.
Yep.
Jenny, so can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your art background? Because I don't know a whole lot about you.
Sure. So I have always been an artist. I would say even when I was 4 or 5 years old, I started doing mixed media. 9 years old, my mother bought me 50 pounds of plasticine clay, which
Wow.
I made into, objects. It was wonderful. Then I went to college, got my undergrad in, a BFA, which is a Bachelor of Fine Arts in ceramics. I have a secondary education degree, and so I'm actually an art teacher. And then also I have an art history minor. And then I went to Syracuse for my graduate school, where I got my MFA, and so I have a Master's of Fine Arts. Emphasis is in ceramics, and I've been a teacher here in Hillsborough for 15 years, and I've been a teacher for over 20, probably 23 years.
Well, Jenny, that's a lot of different art fields. Is there one particular area of art that you prefer?
Hmm. I'm going to say no, really. Just because I have a master's in ceramics, I have done photography. I have tried painting. I think painting is the one I struggle with the most, but I am going to develop more grit in that area. But I do love the mixed media. So I'll show you a couple examples of, I'm starting to finally paint along in my mixed media and bring them together more with my collage work. No, I just love the creative process. I'm just a cheerleader. When I teach, I just want to encourage everybody. Everybody is able to be creative in some manner. So, and I love art history. I love incorporating aesthetics and times and pieces, elements of art from different parts of the world and time. So I do definitely love history. Yeah.
Well, do you have something to show us?
Yeah, I do. Let's see, this is a piece that I just actually finished, and this, I've traveled a long time ago to Paris, and I just hold this little bad boy up. Okay, so this is a piece that I made just this week. And so again, I have old vintage, I love antiques, and so I have like old antique postcards, pictures. Some of them are family members, old relics of broken jewelry. This was, I think, just part of an old handkerchief at one time. And again, old broken jewelry. Some of these pictures are hilarious. There's a guy literally in a doghouse. And this is like a blimp. And I love, the three older ladies. And I just enjoy telling pictures with pieces that are usually discarded and thrown away, or people don't know what to do with something. So I'm a sucker for a stained old piece of fabric, or like an old quilt. I'm doing a collage right now, and this is a really old quilt, about 130 years old. And I know that because it was my husband's great grandmother's quilt, so I know the time of that. So I enjoy doing that. Here's another collage. Don't know. This is it's of a
Oh,
dog. I love dogs and animals, and
that's great.
so yeah, it's just so you can just see. I mean, I definitely have old pictures, and just this was actually broken glass, and then there's a picture of an earthquake that a friend gave me, and so I just thought that really made sense having that. So my idea of, at least the art that I make, I want people to keep coming back and looking at it. And I know when I teach art to my students, the easiest thing for me to say for my definition of art is, and it could be an abstract piece, it could be a print, it could be anything, a piece of pottery. But if that object has an innate ability to bring you back and you want to look at it again, then it's a strong piece of art. If it just keeps beckoning you, you looked at it and couple of minutes later, you're thinking about it and you want to go back and look. So for me, that's just my definition of if it's a strong piece. And everybody, and it's different for everybody because we all have our own interpretation. If you got bit by a dog or don't like a dog, you're not going to like that dog print. But if you're a dog person, then you should, you know, you like that. So it just depends. So.
It looks like you incorporate so many different elements on your art. There's bound to be something that's going to connect or resonate. And old black and white photographs, we all have buckets of those. And whether it's your family or not, I guarantee you could relate to it. You know, there's going to be
exactly
styles and themes. People tend to take the same type of pictures throughout our history as it changes.
Yep. I also do. I gave myself this. I don't know. What am I trying to say? I charged myself like I'm going to go ahead and try to do a whole body of ceramics. So I also did ceramics in the last 2 years. I took a hiatus with ceramics for quite a long time. I teach a lot of clay kids camps, but so I don't know if you can see this, but like here's some of my ceramics. So what I do is I find old, again, vintage, as you can see, and on like my video or all of my stuff I gave you for promotion is like vintage and clay studio. So I just love something old, and it's usually the 1880s to 1920. That's like the era. But anyway, so this, you know, is just a regular dish. It's microwavable, food safe. It has little tiny, these are buttons. I have old antique buttons that I use to print on it. And then here's a platter. It's really fun. People think that this is actually like metal, but it's actually
looks like a tin metal piece. Yeah, that's beautiful.
So that's been fun. So yeah, I do ceramics also. So anyway, again, it's just the creative process. I just really enjoy telling a story, and I don't half the time know what the story is until it's all done. And again, when people look at it, they have their own story that they will also incorporate into my finished work, which is great.
Now, do you have a studio in your home, or do you go to an actual studio?
I actually have a studio on 3rd, just a couple blocks away, and it's upstairs at the
Sequoia Gallery?
Gallery. Yeah, I'm number Studio 7.
Fantastic.
It's really a magical place. It's really wonderful. So
we'll be sure to post all the other ways that people can connect with you after this video. Before we wrap up, just one question. What would be your most favorite piece of art to create?
I'm going to say really probably more or less the mixed media, just again, assembling all of these pieces together. But that's just because that's the easiest. I would have to say my favorite piece that I've made in the last couple of years was my 6-foot nest that I made. I think I sent you a picture of it. So that was, I've always wanted to, I love birds. I've always wanted a nest. And so I have grapes in the backyard, and they're probably about 10 years old. So by the end of the summer, I have these beautiful, huge amount of grapes, of grapevines. And so a year and a half ago, I charged myself with making a big, ginormous nest. And my son was graduating. I think it's probably art therapy, but I made a huge nest, and it was fun. It was wonderful. It was, some people would challenge, ooh, is that art? You know, again, because of my background, art it's just a creative process. And so I loved it. So I would say my bird nest that I made, my big ginormous nest, and I'll make another one this next year. So I love making nests on the side. So, yeah.
Well, Jenny, thank you so much for your time. I enjoyed getting to know you and seeing your art. I will have to walk down and check out your nest here this summer. So
thank you. Thank you
yes,
so
well,
much, guys.
Cheers. Have a wonderful rest of the afternoon.
I will. You too. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. So thank you so much for stopping in for our happy hour. Thank you, Jenny Champlin, for sharing all your lovely artwork with us and letting us to get to know you a little bit. If you have or know anybody in the art world that would like to participate and be a guest on our Framers Touch happy hour, please reach out to us at framerstouch.com or any one of our social media sites. So thank you so much, and stay tuned. We'll have a few bloopers, I'm sure, after this. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Let's try this again. Try this one more time. Gosh darn it. Bleh. Okay.